When Mom saw what Dr. Matthew was doing with her daughters, she secretly recorded his actions on camera. This mother left her daughters alone with the doctor so he could treat him well. It was impossible for her to know what the doctor would do with them. She spied on them with a camera only to know he was doing this to her kids, and that left her anxious. Carrie Jackson Smith, a 35-year-old resident of Atlanta, Georgia, wasn't particularly noteworthy. She was a thriving real estate agent with the most adorable girls in the world and a lovely home. After separating from their father a few years ago, Carrie raised her daughters on her own. Her 3 children, Lisa, Mindy, and Cheryl, were the center of her existence. The youngest of Carrie's daughters, Lisa, was just 4 years old. But she noted that her dear Lisa, who was typically the family's life giver, had become quiet and reserved as she complained in the living room. Carrie felt concerned and tried to make sure that everything was okay, only to learn that her daughter was burning up and, despite sweating like crazy, she claimed that she was freezing. After giving her a wash and some stew, Carrie assured her she would sleep with her that night. As soon as the sun came out, Carrie drove Lisa to the hospital. She had to take her other 2 girls with her to the hospital since things had gotten out of hand. It was a Saturday, and no one was available to watch over them. Carrie's family was assigned to one of the hospital's top physicians. Despite the fact that she didn't know him well, she'd heard good things about his professionalism, vivacity, and innovative approach to his patients. She hoped Lisa's health wasn't severe and wouldn't interfere with her ability to be the shining sweetheart she was. Dr. Carter, Carrie's pediatrician, called her and her daughters to his office as they waited in the waiting room. The 4-year-old was asked to take a seat on the bed next to his desk. After a brief discussion of Lisa's medical history, the doctor quickly performed the necessary tests while making sure Lisa stayed calm the entire time. Cheryl and Mindy were then asked to get on the bed. Carrie was completely unaware of what was going on in his mind. After finishing his examinations of Mindy and Cheryl, Dr. Carter reassured Carrie that she didn't need to worry. "It's only a cold," he said in response. "Although we'll offer Lisa something to help her get back to being herself, it's a touch hard on her." Carrie thanked her and asked if she could make a quick call to her mother to let her know Lisa's situation. She craned her neck, her lips parted, and she looked into the space. She had given this doctor the task of curing her girls, but she had no idea what he was actually doing. Carrie was well aware that it was important to record this. With her phone in hand, Carrie continued to watch. Dr. Carter was dancing with her daughters, with music playing from his office computer. They were all laughing, a scene that glued Carrie to where she stood. Neither the doctor nor her daughters knew she was watching, and they continued to laugh as she recorded. As Carrie watched, she remembered the drive to the hospital. She'd been so worried about Lisa that she didn't utter a word for the 1+ hour drive. She knew her worry and anxiety seeped into Cheryl and Mindy, and she could see that little Lisa hated putting all of them in this situation. She hadn't expected to see them laughing like this so soon, but it would get better. Dr. Carter urged Carrie to join in after noticing that she was videotaping their dancing session at this point. Even her daughters were asked to teach her some of the dances they had demonstrated for him. As soon as they were driving away from the hospital, Carrie uploaded the video to Facebook. She just intended to share it with her family and close friends, but when it unexpectedly went viral, her life was irrevocably changed. Hundreds of thousands of people liked and shared Carrie's video. The recording showed her girls, Dr. Carter, and them busting moves while Carrie giggled in the background. The film, which was shared by celebrities and media outlets, demonstrated how such small acts of kindness may brighten the globe, particularly during difficult times.